Hello and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review. This is the Go Home show, or in other words, this is Go Home week for Survivor Series, and there's a lot of Go Home shows this week in regards to what's going on, and I guess we do kick it off tonight with Monday Night Raw for Survivor Series Go Home show. Can they do anything to hype up this show in its final week, since I'm sure a lot of people say either the hype has been bad or people just don't even like this whole, everybody has to team together for Survivor Series because, brand supremacy. And then, after that, everything goes back to normal. But is there enough good build-up for this show for this Sunday? Because I know people are going, most likely this show was probably going to be bad tonight. But what do we do to talk about Monday Night Raw in regards to what's going on? Hey, we kick it off with Becky Lynch, who kicked off the show. This is Boston, Massachusetts at the Boston TD Garden tonight. Pretty good crowd, I'll give them that. But as they're in Boston, Becky came out, pretty much talking about Shayna Baszler, that she's right here. She doesn't give a bullocks about brand supremacy or anything. And she pretty much says that, she and Baszler didn't have to wait till Sunday. We could all end this tonight. Do you forget about Bayley sometime? I think she was mentioned, but sometimes you forget Bayley's in this match because they try to make her the third wheel. And what better place for an Irish person to fight is right here in Boston. Next thing you know, the Iconics come out. I'm sure people wanted to turn the channel right after this. Iconics come out. Pretty much says they walked up to the ring. They talked about they've been left off of Team Raw for Survivor Series. No, you guys don't do shit and you're horrible. That's why you're left off Team Raw for Survivor Series. But Becky pretty much then said that she's supposed to be teaming up with Charlotte Flair, even though she's willing to, or she'll face both of you by herself. Charlotte came out with a microphone, pretty much said that she didn't want to tag with Becky, and Becky didn't want to tag with her either. But the forces want us together. I'm sure creative or whoever keeps putting these two either in a feud or a team now for whatever reason, given their history, why they even a team. They're just going to put them together because the creative forces says they have to put them together. Charlotte pretty much said that she will be leading Team Raw against Team SmackDown and Team NXT in the Triple Threat Elimination 5-on-5 women's match. I don't even know who's all in that women's match because I didn't even see a graphic tonight. And I think I've only named at least 3, maybe 4 people, I think, because I don't even know who's on the women's teams. I honestly don't. What a SmackDown one I do, but Raw and NXT, no. Next thing you know, Samoa Joe came out in a suit, and he still had a cast in his hand. I guess Dio Madden is still selling the injury of getting attacked by Brock 2 weeks ago. They put Samoa Joe on commentary, and this was a plus, if you ask me, for tonight. I enjoy Samoa Joe on the microphone, and, I think he was a pretty good commentator tonight, to be honest. I enjoy him. I kind of enjoy his jokes and him laughing out loud at several things on this show tonight. But Samoa Joe on commentary, that's a positive for me. I'm putting a plus to that. So he was going to be on commentary tonight. This tag match did not really go that long. It's, come on, the Iconics. Pretty much, Charlotte had her in a figure 8, Billie Kay, and she tapped out. But then right after, Shayna Baszler, Marie Shafir, and Jessamyn Duke, they attacked the Iconics as Becky and Charlotte were headed up the ramp. Charlotte and Becky came back in and attacked Shafir or the horsewomen out there, but they got outnumbered. But as they were leaving, Becky and Charlotte pretty much got back up and went back after them, but security stopped them. Then Becky ended up punching one of the security guards out, so that was the end of that. But pretty much, still setting up for the match this Sunday, which I'm surprised they don't have Bayley come out here and do something, because hey, she's in the match too, people. They keep forgetting that. Maybe Bayley will show up on SmackDown. I'm sorry, maybe Bayley will show up on NXT this Wednesday. But sometimes you forget this match even has Bayley in it sometimes. I honestly believe that. But pretty much good brawl, I will say that. And Baszler getting involved. But, Becky and Charlotte getting back up, coming back after them. Humberto, I'm sorry, not Humberto, but Hawkins and Ryder showed up on TV, which the people booed. Next thing you know, AOP actually showed up and beat the hell out of both of them, then leaving them to the ground. So I have no problem with this, because what the hell are Hawkins and Ryder honestly doing this show anyway but stand around? But they get beat up this time by AOP. Maybe AOP's finally, instead of just sitting in the room cutting the promos, I guess they are going to be debuting or re-debuting or returning soon back to the ring. Humberto Carlo went against Carl Anderson. AJ Styles pretty much cut a promo saying that he would love to defend his U.S. title against Carlo, but he disrespected him last week. Pretty much says Carl got the better of Anderson, and moonsault thing, whatnot. But what was going on? Basically, OC was getting involved. The Street Profits came out to help Carlo. Commercial break. Pretty much they're in corners from each other. With the Street Profits and OC getting involved, pretty much Ford, he pretty much pushed Anderson over as Carl pretty much getting a roll-up pin on him. After that, so the Street Profits helped Humberto Carlo win. So at least Humberto won the match, even though he had help doing it. Because honestly, listen, I like Humberto, but the guy comes out the crickets every time he's out there, and I don't believe people really know who he is. And honestly, I don't even know why he's still doing this feud with AJ Styles and all of them. Like come on, AJ's beating him decisively how many times? Like he's finally gotten a win this time, Carlos. So maybe it's gonna go somewhere, but we'll get to that later on in the show. Seth Rollins, who at least was cheered tonight. For once, he did get some boos, but until he got, I'm sure some people say the cheap pop of mentioning Tom Brady in a reference, I guess comparing himself to a leader. So I guess him and Tom Brady are comparable. I don't really know, but apparently they are. But at least people seem to cheer for Seth this time during that promo. Next though. Right after, I'm sure people are going to turn the channel off of this. Bobby Lashley and Lana, who are out there in the ring. I guess he was about to go against Noe Jose. Lana pretty much said this is the happiest day of her life because she has filed for divorce this morning. And she has also filed a restraining order against Rusev. I did not really see what the restraining order looked like on TV, but to what I've heard, that they used their real names in it to make it sound like a shoot. And it looked like some legitimate legal documentation into this. Because Lana said that Rusev is not, allowed in 90 feet of her. And I'm sure a lot of people like to get away 90 feet away from this horrible angle, to be honest. And even longer than 90 feet. How about 90 miles, okay? But she said 90 miles, but last rumor said that it's 90 feet. So Rusev cannot come in 90 feet of Bobby Lashley and Lana, basically. And like I said before, I'm sure people want 90 miles or 90 feet or 900 yards or 900 kilometers or 999 or in infinite ways of getting away from this angle. They ended up killing No Way Jose, which by the way, Lashley won with a submission hold this time using the full Nelson. And they started making out with each other, Lashley and Lana. He looked like he was about to fuck her in the ring. So I'm sure people are more going to shit on this. The only thing I'll say is that people chant at Rusev Day. But honestly, hey, Rusev defends this stuff online and thinks this is getting over. So hey, good luck to him. He says he's getting paid. So there you go. But I'm sure a lot of people are going to say that it is bullshit most of the time. Next, probably I thought this was the best match of the entire night. Seth Rollins versus Andrade Cien Almas. Vega came out kind of promo saying that Almas will be the captain of Raw. So basically, if Almas would beat Seth Rollins, he would get a spot or take the leader spot from Seth Rollins then. Excuse me. But yes, though, as I was saying, though, yes, I thought this was probably one of the best matches of the night. This won the crowd over to who was going to get this spot for Survivor Series. But what happens during this match? Instead of having one of these guys lose, Seth was pretty much setting up for the curb stomp. But next thing you know, or I think it was on the top rope, but next thing you know, Kalisto shows up. So the Lucha House Party, which they had SmackDown shirts on, and they had Fox on the back of it. Finally, I guess they're now everybody's wearing their brand gear now. They haven't really been doing that in the past few weeks. Maybe NXT in a way, but, some of them wear their own gear anyways. But, basically, the Lucha House Party started beating up Rollins. Samoa Joe kept laughing and everything throughout the whole time. Next thing you know, they tried to jump Almas. And then Seth came back and helped. and then pretty much the Lucha House Party end up walking away. So the Lucha House Party, which I don't even know who are on SmackDown all the time, nor do I know if they're even on 205 Live also, because I don't watch that show, or what, I don't know what the Lucha House Party do, to be honest, at this point. Like, they're basically just a, job team mostly, or maybe they do some more on 205, but on SmackDown they're either beating nobodies or they're just jobbing. And somehow, some way, I'm supposed to take these guys serious because they start beating up the Almas and Seth, two top tier level people in the company, especially Seth, who's supposed to be like the face of Raw right now. But they randomly beat up. They randomly try to beat up Almas and Seth, but they do not accomplish, and they get up pretty much getting sent packing and walked off. So honestly, this feels weird. It feels odd, personally. Hey, brand supremacy, I guess. It doesn't make any sense, but I guess they just had a DQ from it. Next thing you know, Buddy Murphy, who was walking backstage, someone finally has knocked on Aleister Black's locker room, saying he wants to pick a fight with him. Then again, he walked away. Murphy said that he was all talk. And then pretty much Black opened the door looking who was knocking on the door. Basically, he was like, someone finally knocked on my door? Who knocked on my door? What were you doing in there? Were you watching TV? Were you sitting in the dark? Were you sitting in the boiler room in a dark suit, probably getting ready to cut another promo about someone wanting to pick a fight with you? So finally, someone has picked a fight with Aleister Black, which that would be a match I would be looking forward to. Next thing you know, Triple H arrived to the arena in an SUV with multiple cars. Of course, the guy played the CM Punk thing with generic music. Next was an interesting match. Now I may not watch 205 live that much. I'm sure people may have seen this match before, but Akira Tozawa versus Buddy Murphy. Now I saw a lot of people complain about this match, saying that Buddy Murphy didn't get enough offense on there. It was mostly Tozawa doing all the work, and Murphy only did like a couple moves. Personally, I enjoyed the match. Honestly, I'm kind of glad they gave Tozawa some shine out there. I thought this was going to be a squash match with Buddy Murphy and taking out Tozawa in like seconds or something. But yeah, I enjoyed the match personally. I thought it was good. I thought both these guys did really good out there. It was good to see. I knew Tozawa was gonna. Yeah, I know Tozawa was gonna lose, but at least he looked good in defeat. I will say that. So I actually enjoyed this match. I personally thought it was a fun little match out there, to be honest. I thought him and Tozawa were going in, him and Murphy, but I just saw a lot of people complaining, saying that, Tozawa had too much offense. Buddy Murphy looked weak. He should have won this match in like seconds and stuff. But I personally enjoyed it. Now, like my friend told me, if you seen him on 205, they would have tore it up on there too. But just kind of. But yes, a fun match out there with Tozawa and Murphy. I just think a lot of people complained online about it. Eric Rowan, talking to his pet again, came out, which I believe it is a ferret. I believe he's supposed to be the new Jake the Snake Roberts now. I don't know what the fuck he is. Basically, he went against some dude. The Singh brothers came out because they had to get the 24/7 title on there one how. And honestly, it's like the third, fourth time I've seen Eric Rowan involved in this 24/7 title thing. So that tells you where the push he's going, because he ended up killing the Singh brothers and this random dude. Troop wanted no parts, and he ran off. And then he went back to talking to his pet ferret, or I think it's a ferret, but whatever the fuck is in this damn thing. I don't know what Eric Rowan's doing. He's the new Jake Roberts. He's carrying Damien, or Damien 2.0. I don't know I don't get it, okay? Murphy ended up walking backstage to Aleister Black's door. Black pretty much looked and glared at him. Randy Orton, I'm not going to go into his whole Twitter feud with Tony Khan right now, which I'm sure a lot of people say, why is the owner professional wrestling company arguing with another wrestler from a different company, since a lot of people thought Randy Orton was going to leave WWE anyway before he signed a 5-year deal, and people thought he was going to go over there to AEW and stuff. I'm not going to go into the whole Twitter feud right now. I didn't really know about it till tonight's show. It was pretty funny though, I'll say that, but I'm sure people thought it was still idiotic at the same time. and everything, but it looked like both guys just start throwing shots at each other because Tony Khan said something first. In regards to CM Punk and, glass houses and, Saudi Arabia and, Orton using the word nigga on Twitter. Not Twitter, I meant Twitch. Which, I've already said what I had to say about that. I'm not even going to go back into that part. But, yeah, go look up their old Twitter feud if you want to go off of that. And everything with Orton and Tony Khan. But Orton pretty much talked about his Raw teammates, that he's a hard person to work with. He doesn't work well with others, but he's always survived on Survivor Series, being the last person all the time. And he said the Viking Raiders wanted to fight. He's going to come there later on with a partner. Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre, who I thought had a really great match also tonight, which was really good. I guess matches can now be ended by Triple H, who just randomly walks out there, and I guess it was a no contest because after the commercial break, Triple H was still in the ring with Kevin Owens, and Drew McIntyre just basically disappeared. He got him some water. Pretty much the Forgotten Sons, Dijak, and, Damian Priest are out there watching. As Triple H talked about the Garden was a great place and how he trained with Killer Kowalski and everything. And, he beat him until he could take him to the world. And now he brought him to the shadow of Boston Garden. And he talked about this building and everything. And wanted to make magic. And he talked about NXT. He says, you done a lot of things, Kevin. All right? And you turned on your own friend. You won the NXT title. You walked into Raw and challenged John Cena to a fight. He talked about how you stood over Cena and trying to get the U.S. title and the NXT title. And talked about you don't want people to legitimize NXT. Basically, Triple H is kind of cutting the same promo like he did on Seth, trying to get Kevin Owens to join NXT in a way. And then you look at the same formula of it. Because he's talking about Owens. He said, you probably didn't want to leave and everything, but people didn't want you around here, okay? Kurt Angle fired you. Shane McMahon fired you. They didn't want you. They told you over and over you didn't belong here. So why don't you come over us, man? You fit the damn mold over here, all right? Because they don't want you there. Come to us. And he says, you wondering why these guys are here, these NXT wrestlers, huh? Listen, they're just here to watch this conversation, okay? Because the Raw teammates, they're not even out here to help you. They don't give a damn about you. Come to us, the real team. Pretty much then some random Raw guys came out and attacked NXT. Undisputed Era then came in and started attacking Kevin Owens. Next thing you know, the OC pretty much chased them off then after that. Kind of the same formula that's happened a few weeks ago with the OC coming out and Undisputed Era beating up someone, and Triple H just randomly strolls along and gets away without even being unscathed throughout the whole thing in this invasion. It was a good promo by Triple H on what he said about Kevin Owens, which is true, but almost like the basically the same thing with Seth though. It's like, hey, join us. Don't join them. Join us, okay? The breaking news from Charlie Caruso actually happened. AJ Styles versus Humberto Carlo for the title again next week. Why? I don't know. I don't want to see this match again for the U.S. title. Carlo, though, pretty much said he's excited for this match. They went to Paul Heyman then, who cut a promo in a dark room, talking about he's the advocate, and he talked about everything that's happened from Ray's son getting beat up to Cain Velasquez getting involved, and then the rumors of Lesnar being hurt, but he's 100%, and he will be 100% this Sunday at Survivor Series, that Ray and Brock now will be a no-holds-barred match, that he would not make any predictions and everything. And that Mysterio would either pull out the upset to defend his family and everything, or Lesnar will massacre Mysterio. So it's going to be a miracle or a massacre, basically, for this. And then the public will find out. They then went to Rey Mysterio, who cut a promo then. He, was wishing Humberto Carlo this match next week with AJ Styles. And pretty much talk about the no-holds-barred match, and he accepts this stipulation, saying he had the pipe that he beat Lesnar up with pretty much about a week or two ago. And he says he's going to hunt Lesnar down. He's going to pay for attacking his son. And he was, the old Rey Mysterio with an apology. But this Rey Mysterio, he knows that it's in Lesnar's style. So he's not going to have an apology. But he's come for that WWE Championship. And he said this is going to be for his son. So a good promo by both Rey Mysterio and Paul Heyman to hype up this match this Sunday in the No Holds Barred. Which, I think it would fit the mold, honestly. Asuka versus Natalya. I don't give a shit. I forget these two are on the same team. This crowd basically give a shit too. But hey, Natalya never got that tag title shot though, and she tapped Asuka out a couple weeks or two ago, but couldn't even get the tag match next week, and now she just loses to her. But I believe they're on the same team, so there you go. Randy Orton came out. Next was the Viking Raiders. Who was his partner? Who do we expect? Ricochet. This match pretty much basically went on. Orton was about to hit the RKO, which, when they went to commercial, some, SmackDown was actually attacking then. Who was in the back? Ziggler, Rude, and I think Cesaro, or was that Corbin? They were in the back beating them up. But next thing you know, as the match went on, they had SmackDown shirts on. They were beating up some Raw guys. Next thing you know, before Orton hit the RKO, the SmackDown theme played, and next thing you know, Heavy Machinery, Cesaro, Ziggler, Rude, and the Lucha House Party came out. You couldn't send any other guys from SmackDown better than them. And they came out and attacked Raw, and then trying to attack Orton, Ricochet, and the Viking Raiders, which ended up, it was like, 6-on-4, and they were able to fight them off and get back into the ring. But next thing you know, NXT came out. Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, Ciampa, Pete Dunne, Leo Rush, Strickland, I believe, too. They all beat up the SmackDown guys, which, honestly, SmackDown's they haven't really done that much throughout this whole feud any damn ways. But after they beat them up, pretty much the entire NXT roster was mostly out there, from the Forgotten Sons to the Undisputed Era to anyone that was NXT came out and surrounded Orton and all of them. Pretty much Orton immediately RKO like 2 Forgotten Sons members, killing those guys. But, Dijak and, all these other guys, him started attacking Raw. Seth Rollins came out there with the OC, Street Profits, and Humberto. I'm sure we have more of a Raw roster back there. Same with SmackDown, too. You didn't have enough guys to come out and help fight. They were on the show earlier. Where's Lashley? Where's Almas? Why didn't he come out to help? Where's, I'm telling you, there was more guys on this show tonight from Monday Night Raw that you expect them to come out and help in the end. But, OC and them, they were able to come out. Like the basic ones we saw somewhat in the night. But you had more people back there you couldn't send out there tonight. Buddy Murphy, Tozawa, Aleister Black in his dark room. Where were they all to help Raw? They came out, Seth led the charge, but NXT basically had the upper hand over them as Triple H showed up on the screen because AJ started to try to fight him on his own until Roderick Strong took him out with a knee because they got a triple threat match this Sunday with Nakamura. Triple H says, you know what? This is the beginning of the end. We will show why NXT is the A brand. And this Wednesday night, it's going to be an open door for Raw and SmackDown, okay? You guys want to come? You want a piece of us? Hey, the door's right open. Come to us this Wednesday. We'll take you on. We come into our house and see what happens. Next thing, the brawl continued then. Keith Lee ended up throwing Carlo to the outside. NXT basically held the ring by themselves as they kept Raw and SmackDown at bay, keeping them out of the ring. So it was pretty much mostly a big brawl. I wish it could have got a bigger pop. It didn't look like it did, to be honest. But that was the end of the show. Does this hype you up for Survivor Series this Sunday? I'm sure some of you are going to say yes. I'm sure some of you are going to say no. I am iffy on this, but I will be most likely going to NXT TakeOver War Games this Saturday. So, honestly, I think I'm going to the way better show in general. But does this hype you up for Survivor Series? Listen, I like Invasion, somewhat storylines. I like these war shit going on with all of them and stuff. But, what will be the outcome of this? I don't freaking know. Okay? I honestly don't. But, we'll see. We honestly will see what happens, okay? But does this hype you up for this Raw versus SmackDown NXT match? Me, some ways yes, some ways no. But with NXT kind of over in the upper hand tonight, I feel like they're going to take hella L's this Sunday, alright? But other than that, it's going to be a lot of reviews going up this week, especially in Guardians in the Survivor Series and all this stuff, and the aftermath and whatnot. But we will see what happens, okay? But other than that, this is my review of Raw. This is the go-home show to Survivor Series. You tell me what you thought about this show. I thought it was some good matches, but you still saw your bullshit on Monday Night Raw as usual. Will the ratings go up? I have no freaking clue, but we will see what happens this Wednesday on NXT. We'll be back here tomorrow night with an Impact Wrestling review. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace. I gotta go check out the rest of World Tag League.